if you'd ask people, for sure a lot of them would say I'm a cheerful guy. I laugh a lot, I crack jokes, and I seem to give off a happy-go-lucky vibe. I tried to make it a point to make people feel good. To the outside world, it looked like I had it all. I had parents who were very supportive of me, I had a good group of friends, and I was an achiever too. To them, it felt as if I had boundless potential. It probably seemed like my world was my oyster. I had the whole world on my palms. Every day I wake up to the sound of my alarm. And my routine begins as soon as I wake up. Routines give me a sense of stability as my day starts out. Doing things over and over again gives me a grip on reality. But I would never be able to feel like I could leave my house without putting one particular thing on. My mask. There are days where it feels bright, and some days are darker than the others. Those days just don't feel right, and you can't even explain why you just feel off. And what's even worse is that you don't even know where these feelings are coming from. You try to look for the source, but you only find yourself. Sometimes it just hits you in the middle of the day, stops you dead in your tracks, but the people around you barely notice. At first, I thought it was just a feeling until it wasn't just a feeling. This is depression. And my depression doesn't stem from trauma. It doesn't have a specific trigger. It just is. Depression feels like a weighted vest. You will feel the heaviness, how it crushes you, and how it gets harder to breathe. You feel yourself spiraling downward, but you try to hold yourself together because that's the only way you've learned how to cope. You try to feel nothing at all. Even though you get out and try to be with other people, you just feel empty. And yet, my best and worst quality is my ability to hide it all in a mask of happiness. To everyone else, to the people around me, I was still okay. But some days, I just can't hold it in anymore. And in those days, the further down I go, the harder it is to get up. I look back on the times I'd have to pretend I was fine, even though I was struggling inside. I didn't even feel alive. The mask I wore day by day was stopping me from telling others about what I was suffering from. I feared I would be given prejudice, be oppressed, or even worse, invalidated. Mental health is something that most people still have little knowledge about. It is often misunderstood, and that fear kept me from talking about it for so long. But today, I own my truth. It's time for me to finally address it. And then I realized I was never truly alone in my battle. There are so many people like me who are also adhering their faces with masks while silently suffering. When I finally started to talk about my mental health, the healing process began. Once I've removed my mask, I've learned to fundamentally accept that what I had was an illness that needed to be treated like one. It wasn't something I could simply just hide away from the world. I also unknowingly helped other people realize that it was good to open up, to stop suffering in silence. Opening up to others inspires them to open up as well. And the more we open up about our mental health, the more people are educated and can learn more about what we have. What you can take away from this is, you should not let your mental health define who you are, but rather, learn to live through it and be an example others can follow.